Today there are a lot of updates from the Chernihiv direction. The most interesting updates come from the border village of Mkhy. Here, a group of Ukrainian volunteer fighters destroyed a group of most elite Russian Special Forces soldiers that were conducting reconnaissance. The Chernihiv region has not experienced significant combat operations since the Russian withdrawal in 2022. However, the Russian command has decided to explore the possibility of conducting operations in the area, particularly around Semenivka. The Russian offensive in the Kharkiv region slowed down and failed to meet its intended goals. Consequently, the Russian command might have considered launching another offensive in Chernihiv. In May, Ukrainian military observer Kostyantin Mashovets reported that Russia had amassed 31,000 troops in the Belgorod region for the Kharkiv offensive. Additionally, he noted that Russia had deployed 10,000 soldiers in the Kursk region and 8,000 in the Briansk region, both of which border Ukraine. The Briansk region of Russia directly borders the Ukrainian Chernihiv region, making it likely that the Russian command has amassed well over 8,000 troops there for a potential offensive since May. Preparations for such operations required the Russian command to deploy special forces on reconnaissance missions in the village of Mkhy in the Semenivka area. These missions aim to identify ideal locations for force concentrations, potential logistics routes, and a new axis of attack. The task of this combat mission was assigned to a group of at least 6 Special Forces operators from the 322nd Senate Special Operations Center. These Russian special operators are among the most elite and highly trained soldiers in the Russian army. Comprised solely of professional contract soldiers with years of service, they have undergone rigorous Special Forces training to achieve their elite status. Russian Special Forces operators undertake combat tasks that include sabotage, reconnaissance, subversion, sedition, guerrilla warfare, intelligence gathering, and the assassination of high-value targets. These 6 operators in particular are from the 122nd Senate Special Operations Center, where they received training in skydiving, mountaineering, military diving, and storming buildings. In total, Russian army has around only 2,000 Special Forces operators, and they are strategic assets whose presence in Chernihiv implies large and significant operations in the face of preparations. In the Semenivka area, a squad of 6 Senate special operators moved near the village of Mkhy to assess the condition of the nearby road and gauge Ukrainian strength in preparation for a potential Russian offensive towards Semenivka. The heavily forested terrain provided cover, allowing them to avoid detection as they conducted their reconnaissance. Unfortunately for the Russians, they were spotted by a Ukrainian drone, which relayed their position to a nearby Ukrainian reconnaissance battalion. The Ukrainian fighters quickly moved in and engaged the Russian special forces. The Russian saboteurs, outnumbered and overwhelmed by superior Ukrainian firepower, were forced into a short-range battle where small arms fire was heavily utilized. The Russian fighters were located far from each other and relied on stealth and their concealment that was blown, so they were caught by a complete surprise. Because they were far from each other, the Russian fighters were quickly isolated and cut off because of very fast Ukrainian coordination. In response, the Russian special operators called in artillery fire from the Briansk border area, hoping to suppress the Ukrainian fighters and facilitate their withdrawal. However, the Ukrainian counter-battery fire managed to deliver several accurate shots, damaging one Russian artillery piece and forcing the remaining Russian artillery units to flee the area. As a result, the Russian special operators were left without fire support and were ultimately overpowered and eliminated by the Ukrainian fighters. After the destruction of special operators in Semenivka, Russian sources confirmed the event and provided information about their identification and ranks. 5 Russian Special Forces operators got killed, all of them were officers. Among them were 3 majors, 1 captain, and 1 senior lieutenant. Additionally, the Ukrainians from the northern group of forces released footage showing the destroyed Russian saboteurs and their equipment. The Russian saboteurs had used camouflage on both their weapons and clothing to conceal their movements. All firearms were equipped with suppressors and scopes, and their radios had extended antennas for long-distance communication, indicating their isolated and distant operation. The death of 5 operatives has been confirmed through footage of their bodies, which are currently under investigation, while the body of the sixth operator remains unaccounted for. The original uncensored footage of these operations can be found on our Telegram channel through the link in the description. Overall, Ukrainian fighters managed to thwart a Russian incursion into the Chernihiv region and destroy 5 highly trained special forces irreplaceable officers. With the Ukrainians learning about the Russian plans for an offensive in the Semenivka area, any potential element of surprise was eliminated. This revelation could force the Russians to significantly reduce their activity in the region for an extended period, or even cancel the offensive altogether, given the failure of their critical intelligence gathering operation. If you're against the invasion of Ukraine and you want to support the work that I am doing, consider making a purchase in the online store UA Supporter. Here you can find a lot of products with Ukrainian symbols to not only show your support for this channel, but also for Ukraine. The link to the online store is in the description. Thank you for watching this report, and I will see you in the next one.